We're about to check out Private Stock, one of the freshest places to get men's clothes here in Park Slope. While shopping at Private Stock, I got a chance to speak with one of the owners, Pierre. What's up?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm here with Pierre, the owner. One of the owners?
One of the owners.
One of the owners of Private Stock. Your partner's
Alexandra Mara. Yeah, she's over at the women's store.
Okay. So tell me about Private Stock. What is Private Stock? It's a men's clothing store, but how would you put it into your own words?
Well, being in the era that I've actually was brought up, it was just a store that I decided to put together to cater to a gentleman like myself that would still want to look cool at age 40 and up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we came into this whole name, Private Stock. So it's kind of like a private stock of my clothing.
Oh, okay. So it's like what you would wear. It's basically the store is your closet.
Exactly.
Okay.
And a lot of people kind of mistaken it because I kind of like got the inspiration from a Biggie Smalls verse that he says, I let my tape rock to my tape pop, smoking weed and bamboo, sipping on Private Stock.
Oh,
So that
okay.
back in that era when
Yeah.
it was all about tapes and sipping beer out of a 40 ounce
Mhm.
and smoking weed out of bamboo papers, that was like my era as well. I kind of got the inspiration, and that was like the go ahead, finishing touch that I said, oh wow, and plus, one of the verses that Biggie says, I let my tape rock to my
So when
tape
you heard
rock.
the Biggie verse, you'd be like, oh, it's perfect.
Yeah,
It has to go together.
Brooklyn, Biggie,
Okay.
Private Stock,
Mhm.
sipping weed and bamboo, smoking weed and bamboo, sipping on Private Stock.
Mhm.
So all of that kind of like fell right into place.
Why did you want to open up a men's clothing store? Where did that inspiration come from? Did you always want to open up your own business?
Well, we started off with a store in Bedford-Stuyvesant called Misu.
Okay.
It all started with an idea. It was I was making jersey dresses out of men's jerseys, and we were altering them. So we actually opened up a shop on Tompkins Avenue,
Okay.
in Jefferson and Hancock, and we was doing real well with the dresses, and we never really touched any men's clothing. We just was selling women's
Is
clothing.
that business still open?
No, we kind of moved out of there like about 5 years ago, and did the women's store over on Fifth Avenue called La Vedette, which means a star,
Mm-hmm.
like kind of like Madonna, like the star of the show. That's
In what
in
language?
French.
In French.
It's just a vedette, like Edie Chacon and Madonna, Beyonce. Those are vedettes. It's
So a
like
diva,
a
basically.
diva,
Okay.
exactly. Like the star of the show. Like once she walks into the place, she's the light, the shining light.
Mhm.
So we decided to call that La Vedette, and we also had men's stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of grew out of that. And then we moved over here around the corner. The Pink Chinks gave me the opportunity, Michael and Matthew Pink Chink. And we took it from there. And since then, we've been doing pretty well. And they did a great job with the block and
Mhm.
choosing all the other stores that's on the strip.
So did you go to school for fashion?
I actually didn't complete, but I attended FIT for visual merchandising.
Okay.
But it's a lot of responsibility to kind of like run the stores and do all the buying, because I do the
Mhm.
buying, the merchandising, and all
Mhm.
the visuals and all that stuff on my own.
Where do you get your merchandise from? Like how you decide what garments and what companies you want to get your clothing from?
Well, first of all, we try to look for a reasonable price point with great quality,
Mm-hmm.
and we also try to keep authenticity inside the store. The authentic brand that's been around for a while.
Okay.
And that you could still wear it today. That's like the whole inspiration, like I told you before.
Mhm.
As a kid, you wear certain things and you look really cool. As a teenager, I'm gonna say, and as you get older, you tend to fall off on the fashion aspect. But
Yeah.
you don't really have to do that.
But is that something you always wanted to do ever since you were like a teenager? You said, I want to open up my own clothing store?
Well, it's funny, I tell a lot of people that that's not really how life is.
Yeah.
You fall into things the majority of times. I actually was always a motorcycle enthusiast, and I could have sworn I was going to be some Evel Knievel type guy. I did BMX riding, cross country mountain biking,
Okay.
and I went to school for welding. So that's where,
Really?
yeah, so that's where my
Okay.
interest in, yeah, so that's where my interest in motorcycles come in. And I ended up doing the clothing thing from just having that fashion sense, just having an idea. You know, that's why MISU, my idea is so unique. That's what I stood for, MISU, and my idea is so unique. And that was one of my unique ideas, is to make jersey dresses for women out of jerseys,
Hmm.
out of men basketball jerseys. And when I started that, I was doing stuff from Derek Coleman, all kinds of top-notch basketball players for their
Yeah.
wives. They were doing gowns. I was making gowns.
Out of jersey dresses?
Yeah, it
Wow.
was expensive. I was like taking the jerseys and adding pieces to it,
Hmm.
all the fabric matching and leathers and shoestrings and eyelids, just a combination of things just to make it real sexy and
So
feminine.
it sounds like with the last business you had with the jersey dresses, that was something very distinct, and that was something that I guess customers could go to, and they knew that only they could get that from you.
Yeah, it was all custom.
What would you say is special about private stock? What can people get from private stock that they can't get anywhere else?
Yeah, well, we do have like a private stock brand. Like, we do have limited edition T-shirt runs that we make,
Hmm.
like every once in a while. That's one of the things. And I also provide like helmets, customized helmets for bikers. I have
Mhm.
like leather wallets. We usually have a variation of things that we have that's like one-offs that people can't really buy anywhere else.
And let's talk about Lavadette. How long has Lavadette been open?
Well, we've been open over there for like 6 years.
I know Lavadette is the women's store, private stock is the men's store, but what would you say is the difference in terms of, I guess, the vision for Lavadette in comparison to private stock? Is there a different clientele, a different type of customer?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it's a women's store, so
Mhm.
it's a big difference, men and women. But it's a lot more casual. The men store is a lot more casual than the women's store. The women's store is a lot more dressier.
And are the pieces custom made, or do you get those from companies also?
How did that?
Yeah.
No. Like we did at one point have custom dresses, but with the economy, we had to kind of like fall back from that because
Okay.
it wasn't really profitable.
Now, are you from Brooklyn?
Yeah. Actually, I wasn't born in Brooklyn, but yeah, I was raised in Brooklyn,
Where were you born in?
in Haiti.
Okay.
Yeah, and I came when I was like 4 years old.
And that's how you get like your names for your stores. Are they
Yeah, it's
like
kind of like,
Creole?
yeah, no, it's
Okay.
actually French, but French was a language that was taught in schools and stuff in
Mhm.
Haiti. So if you were raised in Haiti, you would learn how to speak French. If
Mhm.
you weren't, and your parents was consistent with Creole,
Mhm.
that's pretty much what you would speak, which that's what I speak.
What is special about Park Slope to you? What's special about having a business in this community?
Well, I feel to me, I don't know about anyone else. I mean, a lot of people have a view of this neighborhood being with full of cash and the people that lives here
I have
that
that.
has a
view.
lot. No, it's totally different.
Okay.
I mean, first of all, it's just college students, people struggling, and so I pretty much got this space and wanted to be here because it's like my way of giving back to my old neighborhood.
So you're from Park Slope?
Yeah, right here on
Oh,
Sterling
okay.
Place. I was there since 4 years old. My mom still lives there on
Okay.
Sterling between 6th and 7th. So I have a lot of old friends that's still in the neighborhood that I see till this day. So that's one of the reasons I'm familiar with with this
Yeah.
neighborhood. And when we were in Bedford Stuyvesant, I mean, they showed us a lot of love, but unfortunately the traffic wasn't as
It's not as much
Good as
traffic as you
here,
get in
right.
Park Slope.
right.
So what does it feel good, or like do you feel, I guess, proud to have a business, two successful businesses in a community in which you grew up in? How does that feel?
Well, I mean, it feels good to be able to work hard.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
Yeah.
that's what it is. I mean, like they say, what shines isn't always gold.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's your meaning of success, but just to have it is a blessing of its own.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like an artist, just to have a canvas to draw on
Mhm.
is fortunate. So that's what I would call this. Just it's like a canvas. So
Mhm.
if I'm an artist, I should be able to make the best I can with it.
Yeah. My meaning of success is being able to give back to people.
Okay.
So with the block party that you're doing, which
Okay.
is, I guess, linked to the two businesses you have, is that your way of giving back to the community?
Oh, yeah.
And you have it on September 11th.
Yeah. Actually, this whole block party was something put together by all the stores that's on this block, and we called it the Bergen Law Party. And being a avid biker, they asked me to put together a motorcycle show to kind of create this whole ambiance that we're getting upstairs now.
Okay.
And you know, when I do stuff, I do it 110%, and
Mhm.
I put my best into it. And thanks God, you know, it came out pretty successful.
In 10 to 15 years, where do you see private stock? Where do you see Lavadet? Do you see yourself opening up more businesses? Do you see expanding the store? You want a store in Soho? Like, where do you want this to go?
I mean, since we've had the stores, that's all we've been doing is being able to just try to branch off. Like we never really took any of the profits and used it for ourselves. We just wanted to make it a lot more comfortable shopping experience for our customers.
Mhm.
You know, and if there is an opportunity and if financially I could afford it, I would love to open up a bigger store and maybe a men and women's store. You know, we have some ideas on the table,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully, you know, if the location comes around and someone gives us the opportunity, you know, it's all about getting an opportunity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we've tried to open up in different locations on the avenue, and being, you know, a person of color and young of age, we've got, you know, a lot of doors slammed in our faces. So
Yeah.
fortunately for us, you know, the Pink Chinks gave us an opportunity. Our landlords on Fifth Avenue at Lavadet gave us an opportunity.
So what would you say to other young people of color who are trying to open up their own business? What's the best advice you could give them?
The best is don't give up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just keep knocking. Just believe in your dreams and be perseverance and just keep going at what you want to do. Just never turn back. Just keep moving forward.
Okay.
You know, don't let nothing hold you back. It's with everything else in life. There's good and there's evil. So you just got to keep moving.
That's right.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.